right, so you are looking live at Freeport Area Athletic Stadium. Eric Westendorf and Bob Buterbaugh on the call tonight. Bob, welcome to the High Top Sports Broadcasting booth.
Thank you for welcoming me in the booth this week, Eric. Very excited for this matchup between Freeport Yellowjackets and the Valley Vikings. Both teams looking to get out of the basement here in the Allegheny 6, and should be an exciting matchup. The rain is past. We're hoping to have a clear night for the rest of the evening and watch some great football.
I know the family is here for senior night festivities just recently concluded. I know they're very thankful that the rain ended when it did. Senior night, you and I did that last year here. An emotional night, a great night. It's that much nicer when the rain stops just in time to get that in.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? I think we've probably both taken in more than our fair share of these Freeport football games, both on the field and in the stands over the years. So an exciting matchup always when Freeport plays Valley.
Yeah, some historic games, and down at the old James Sports Field, these conditions on that field would have been a mud fest. That this time of year on that field would have been total different here. Blessed to have this stadium, this turf, and to be able to have field conditions as good as they're going to be tonight is much appreciated. You and I both played on those muddy fields down in town. It was a lot of fun, but not good football.
Absolutely, and I don't think anybody's going to be more excited for the clear skies tonight than our quarterbacks and those guys behind center, Drew Ross as well as Simmons for Valley. Looking to probably get the ball in the air a little bit here. Both Freeport and Valley giving up over 25 points per game so far on the season. So we could be in for a high-scoring affair potentially here tonight, and I know those quarterbacks are excited to see the raindrops pass and to get that ball in the air tonight.
Yep, but as Bob said, coming in, both teams come into this game 2-6 record, 0-3 in conference. A stark contrast to what Freeport had last year. And Wayne and I and earlier broadcast, we talked about a kind of a revenge tour against Freeport this year, and unfortunately that has come to pass.
Oh, absolutely. Folks are looking to get some revenge on a team that made the playoffs last year, had a very successful season for the Freeport Yellowjackets. A lot of folks like to put their put those chin straps on a little bit tighter when they come here to play against Freeport.
Yep. And I watched the High Top Sports broadcast is archived on the Trib HSSN site, and I watched some of that during my lunch break today. Definitely wasn't during work time, but I remember the score. The final score was 62-19, but in the first half, it was 13-13. It was a pretty tight first half.
That was a tight game,
and then it all unraveled for Valley.
Very, very tight first half last year. And I was down at that game. I do remember, everybody being a little bit tight on the Freeport sidelines in that first half of the game last year. It'll be interesting to see if they both come out hot this evening.
And a big senior class. I was surprised when they started posting on social media. We've had the roster all year. I didn't realize there were 12 seniors on the roster, and 4 or 5 of them had a lot of meaningful minutes the last couple of years. But a lot of guys are playing meaningful minutes for the first time this year, and unfortunately, it hasn't translated to wins for Freeport. But very bright future. Drew Ross, a lot of good reps this year. Only going to get better the next couple of years. A lot of talent in that freshman class. But for Valley, they're headlined D1 player in Demetrius Ballard, listed as 6'6", 260. I think he's maybe even thicker than that. Grown man on the field for Valley, just a dominant force in the middle of that defense. I don't know Demetrius personally, but I know the family very well. I worked with his uncle. I know his dad. And if he's anything like the older generation, teddy bear, heart of gold, shirt off your back kind of guy, do anything for you and his, friends and family, but he puts on that football field. I would not want to line up on the other side of the ball for number 50 for Valley. Definitely a player to watch for the Vikings tonight.
Absolutely a game wrecker. And on the other side of the field there, I have a few seniors that I'd like to highlight. Players that I'm going to be keeping a big eye out on tonight on senior night. Senior running back Colton Otterman, running back and outside linebacker, leads the Jackets in sacks. chasing a potential single season sack record for the Yellowjackets. I believe he's only about 3.5 sacks away.
Who has that record?
You know what? I'm going to have to ask Lou Otterman. I know there is a small family friend wager out there to see if Colton can get to that, and he's fighting for that 15.5. I believe that it is.
I'm just going through a whole bunch of names over like the last 40 years, and even from when my dad played way back then. And
it could be
find out at halftime.
Could be one of those great linebackers like the Mike Valeni's or the Mike Crockers of the world.
Right.
I know those were some single season tackle record holders.
Bob White, Eric Ravoti.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the other seniors I want to watch for the Yellowjackets out there is on the offensive side of the football is Brady Sullivan. Leads the team with 8 total touchdowns on the season, 6 of those receiving, 22 grabs, 340 yards, one of the top receivers in the Allegheny 6 Conference. So really think he could be a game wrecker for the Yellowjackets on the offensive side of the football. And on defense, Isaac Woods and Mason Lowe's, the D-ends, looking to be disruptive tonight. Get some push up front from that defense and hold Valley to that 14 points a game that they're averaging.
We don't have any graphics for it, but you have some keys to the game for both teams?
Yeah, you know what? I actually did have an opportunity to take a look at some of the statistics and some of the things that I think are going to be really strong for Freeport and Valley in this game. The keys for Freeport is certainly to protect that football, protect that quarterback, and then protect that Freeport identity. Let's run that football and play defense. Let's get out there, and I think that'll be a big key for the Freeport win. On the other side of the field, Valley needs to force Freeport into those third and long situations. Get that sophomore quarterback, Drew Ross, in some uncomfortable positions. They need to be the aggressor, come out with and establish some dominance on that line of scrimmage. Where Demetrius Ballard go out there and be that game wrecker on defense for them, and then create turnovers on defense and special teams for Valley. They're going to win this game by putting points up from their defense and points up from their special teams.
Yep. It's funny you mentioned the turnovers in the defense. That was really the turning point last year in that 13-13 game. There was a blocked punt that Freeport recovered inside the 2-yard line. Sip Sellinger's senior this year had an interception return for a touchdown. It was really the special teams and defense that turned the tide last year for Freeport. And with these weather conditions, it's not raining right now. There's no guarantees it's not going to rain the rest of the night. So that could definitely play a role here. Really cool to see, Freeport has the seniors out there. The main 4 that have been captains for most of the games this year. 26 is Colton Otterman. 1 is Brady Sullivan. 59, Brady Pega. And 56, Icky Woods are the captains for Freeport, for Valley. Big Demetrius Ballard, number 50, I see there. Tried to look real quick and didn't get the numbers written down, but it's cool to see.
I see big Demetrius Ballard out there. I'm having a little bit of trouble catching some of those other numbers. We'll try and get those later to you in the game, or as they exit that coin toss there.
And the second tier of players you see here, the Freeport seniors combination of captains there. Very cool to see the pride and tradition of this program under John Gaylott, longtime coach here for Freeport. Our sons, came through that program, know firsthand how loyal and dedicated John are to the staff and the kids. And they obviously want to win football games, go to the playoffs, but nothing is more important to them than raising, good gentlemen, sportsmanship, and really creating a brotherhood. And, it's been a rough season result-wise, but a great group of boys graduating from the program again this year.
Absolutely. And John Gaylot's just carried on that Freeport tradition of some great, head coaches that are.
You were a Kazanowitz guy, right?
I was a Coach Kazanowitz guy. Bill Dillon on coaching defense, Coach K there as the head coach back when I played. But a great tradition of building young men.
I came through the Gary Keppel. My dad played for Coach Don Early, so a great tradition here at Freeport. The other captains for Valley were number 1, Darnell Costin, number 2, Tristan Goodwin, and number 3, Charles, and I think it's Chuck Perkins, along with Demetrius Ballard. So getting ready for kickoff here, Bob. It should be a great game. Hopefully a better result for the home team that we've had recently. Started the season with a tough road loss to Indiana, back-to-back wins against South Allegheny and Quaker Valley, and then 5 straight losses since then.
I think that was a game that Birdie predicted us to win there too against Indiana there to start the season. And, it started off on a rough note. We played some solid football in the non-conference schedule, but,
Yep.
Once we got into section play here, we need to string together some wins. I think Freeport, if I'm not mistaken, Eric, you may have been the one to alert me to this, but if I'm not mistaken, Freeport does have an opportunity to sneak into the playoffs with a win in these final 2 games.
Yeah, with the 6 classifications, 4 teams from the section make it, and there's only 6 teams in the section, so we could sneak in. Yeah. We could sneak in that 4 seed. The downside is coming out, you are either going to end up with Bell Vernon or someone very similar to Bell Vernon in the first round, and we know too well what happened, when we faced Bell Vernon in the semifinals last year, and they brought back most of their team, including Quentin Martin, probably the best player in the state. Freeport returns the opening kick, turned by number 21, Justin Jack. Great to see Justin back. Weren't sure a few weeks ago how long he was going to be out with that ankle injury. He takes the opening kick back. Jackets will start with the ball spotted 1st and 10. Probably knows going to be right on the 42-yard line for the Jackets. Drew Ross.
Good field position here for the Yellowjackets to start.
2 receivers each side. We got Brady Sullivan. So used to seeing Danny King as number 1. Brady Sullivan and Chip Sellinger on this side of the field. Danny King and Matt Wisniewski were split right. It's going to be Drew Ross on a design keeper on 1st down. Bo was initially spotted on the 41. Going to give him a yard on that spot to bring up 2nd and a long 9.
Not a lot of running room there for Ross on the design quarterback run.
I'm an offensive coordinator only on Madden. I don't play a lot of Madden anymore, but if Demetrius Ballard's on the right side, I'm coming left most of the night. I'm going to make him chase my guys, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, we run right to Ballard. A fumble comes out. Justin Jack met right behind the line of scrimmage. Ballard and another defender were in there, and unfortunately, they run right into the strength of the Valley defense.
Heads-up play there by Isaac Woods to pick that loose ball up and turn what could have been a disaster for the Yellowjackets into looks like a little bit of a gain there.
Yeah, picked up 2 yards. Worked out. You may be as professional and proper as can be. I'm going to call Isaac Icky because that's just
there we
how
go. Isaac Icky Woods.
Icky
Woods.
Just like a few years ago, I always called him Bear Freeman. Drew Ross takes a shot deep. Brady Sullivan feels like he got knocked off his route. Good coverage by number 8, Derek Hassam for the Vikings. Brady doesn't feel like that was good coverage. Feels like he got knocked off his route, and no flag there. Brings up a 4th and about 7. So Chip Sellinger will come in to punt for Freeport. Looks like number 1, Darnell Costin, is back deep, and Chuck Perkins a little shallower at the 35-yard line. Good punt by Sellinger. Couple hops. Costin grabs it. Tries to get the Jackets Island and reverses field. Nowhere to go. Good coverage there by the Jackets. Big man Brady Pega getting downfield to make the tackle. Valley will start with the ball inside their own 20-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 at about the 19.
For those of you joining us on the stream today, if you've got any comments for us, feel free to put those in the comments there for us. I know my camera work was a little bit sketchy there to start the first quarter.
I guarantee it's better than mine. That's why I don't do it.
We're going to get better on that.
My adult ADD and running a camera do not combine real well. I'm lucky if I can get the ball carrier and who's making the tackle.
So let's keep an eye as we go out on defense here for some of those key players. Icky Woods, Mason Lowe's, and chasing the sack record here, Colton Otterman. Let's see if we can get some pressure on
Otterman on an early blitz, handoff. Good tackle by Mason Lowe's. Finishes off. Somebody had him low. Chuck Perkins, the ball carrier. Finished off by Mason Lowe's. Marked for a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 for the Vikings.
Not a lot of room there, similar for the Valley Vikings. Not a lot of room there to run on 1st down.
So
Gotta
out of the
watch out for some of
shotgun.
these speedy wide receivers on this Valley
So
Vikings
they've
team.
always got speed. 2 receivers on each side. Chuck Perkins sidecar left to Goodwin. Pass is complete. Danny King with good coverage. Freshman for Freeport makes the play. Behind the line of scrimmage, brings up 3rd down.
Aggressiveness there should be lauded there by King. Really coming up in great run support on that play.
Pass was complete there to number 18, Sean Wilkerson. Oh, Danny limping off a little bit here. Checking the knee, calf area. Danny King is every bit as tough as that senior class. He's built from the same mold as Colton Otterman and
Well, that's what
Brady
happens
Sullivan.
when you're the youngest of several
Yeah,
brothers
right.
there, you know.
Oh, good coverage on the play. Quarterback Drew Ross making the play there. Pass intended for the Vikings.
And you see Otterman on that play giving chase to the quarterback, getting him off his, get him out of the pocket, getting him on the move. Forces the errant throw.
And the result of the play is a 4th down. Brady Sullivan backing up towards midfield. Punter's going to grab the ball at about the 10 if it's a good snap, and it is. Well, pressure, he's flushed out. I don't know if that was a design keeper or the pressure chased him out. Either way, 1st down, shoved out of bounds by Danny King, who is back in the game. That's number 2, Tristan Goodwin. Always a threat when the punter is the quarterback, Bob.
Oh, absolutely. And, moving quickly through the special teams of Freeport, picking up the 1st down, surprising the Jackets early in the game. You know, when you've got an 0-3 team in the section, when you're playing each other, they pull out all the cards. And Valley certainly with a surprise there for the Freeport special teams group.
Just looking at a replay here. It looked like he wanted to punt, and the pressure is what flushed him out of the pocket. So the aggressiveness of Coach Duran's defense bit them a little bit that time. Pressure here on the quarterback, that a fumble on the snap. Goodwin will recover. It's going to be marked for about a 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13 from the 30.
Just with the conditions tonight, Eric, do you think that ball's slick out there? It looks like it might be a little bit slick. We've
like
already
a
had
greased watermelon.
We've got a couple people already dropping the football, and it's that kind of night right now. Air's heavy, everything's getting wet, whether it's raining or not.
Trips left this time. Quarterback Goodwin. Here comes Colton Otterman. Gets that sack and a fumble. Strip sack for Otterman. Somehow Chuck Perkins comes up with the ball, but that will go down as a sack for Otterman, add to the total. At least in the home book, that's a sack.
Just such a tremendous bend coming off that edge. He's such a terror to try and block. I certainly wouldn't want to do it out there. If they're not getting some help, you're going to have Otterman in your backfield all night.
Right, and I got a couple, my 2 middle sons, 7th and 8th grade football. Avery's been playing 2 years, Owen just playing this year, trying to show them examples like that and like T.J. Watt and, Micah Parsons, that pad level, getting below, your shoulder pads below the guy that's trying to block you. It's so hard to stop that momentum. Colton Otterman does it as well as anybody. Goodwin takes a shot deep. This one is going to be caught by number 1, Darnell Costin. Couldn't have had better coverage there by Brady Sullivan. He was right there, just a better play by Costin to reel in that catch, and it's a 1st down inside Jacket territory, 1st and 10 from the Freeport 46-yard line.
Costin certainly a danger anytime he gets loose there in the secondary. He leads the Vikings in receiving on the season and certainly is a threat anytime that ball is in his hands. They're going to look to try and get him some catches and some looks out into open space.
The Freeport has done a nice job stopping the big plays, but having trouble getting off the field here.
Looks like they went back to coasting
Little jet
here.
sweep motion, to coasting. It's going to pick up. Ran a long way to pick up 5 or 6 yards, but positive player there on first down, brings up second, and it's going to be spotted for, looks like 5. I guess based on where the down stick is, it's a 4-yard gain for 2nd and 6.
I can tell you now that those coaches on the Valley sideline are going to be happy. They want to get those chunk plays on first down. Get themselves into manageable third downs. That's how you do it. You get those chunks of yardage on first down.
See Demetrius Ballard over there on the Vikings sideline. I'm not sure he doesn't play much offense at all. I don't know how I wouldn't have him as a two-way player. I'm not sure if that's by design or maybe he got tweaked something early. I don't see him with a trainer or anything, but he's definitely not on the field for offense for the Vikings.
We'll make sure to keep an eye on that when the Jackets go back on offense to see if Ballard comes out from the sideline. I do see him over there. He's hard to miss.
Yeah.
Big force there on the sideline as well.
That's a 1-yard gain for Valley. Brings up 3rd and 5 as they keep it on the ground here for the first 2 downs.
And that Freeport defensive line really making it difficult there for the Vikings on 2nd down. I can see Pega out there.
Yep, Woods
hard
and
to miss
Lowe's.
with those pink with those pink breast cancer sleeves.
Here comes Otterman again. Pressure on Goodwin. Pass goes over the fingertips of Wilkerson. Incompletion brings up 4th and 5. Mentioned earlier, the big senior class, 12 players in the senior class. Those 3 specifically, a lot of reps last year. Pega and Woods on both sides of the ball. Woods missed some time early in the season last year once he came back. Played both sides of the ball. Mason, a defensive specialist last year, but a lot of good reps for all 3 of those guys.
And shot out of a cannon on that play was Otterman.
Right. And that strength of those 3 allows the pressure from either edge.
Now, before the game, I was talking to a few.
I love these situations. Flag goes up. Freeport's motioning false start. Valley's clapping for defensive offsides, and this one actually goes against Valley. I just love when both teams are trying. I don't know if they're trying to convince the referee, what the play was, but that was funny.
One of those used car salesman football players out there couldn't sell sell it enough, and penalty does go against the Valley Vikings, backing them up on 4th down.
So 4th and 10. Goodwin's going to get the punt off this time. Zip Selinger way deep, had no interest in fielding that ball.
Took a bit of a Freeport bounce there.
Yep. Coaston downs the ball. Inside the 30, it's going to be 1st and 10. Looks like they're going to spot it somewhere between the 27 and 28-yard line for a 1st and 10 for the Jackets. Colton Otterman in on the offensive side. He's going to be in the backfield here.
We have lost our video feed there. Oh, we're back on.
Connection. Yeah. Little swing pass here to Otterman. The Valley coaches beside us wanted to hold him there. Pass complete to Otterman. He gets out near the 35-yard line. Ball's going to be spotted at the 33, 2nd and 5 for the Jackets. The other thing that stuck out to me watching the Freeport Valley game from last year, there was a series late in the first half where Ben Lane came from running back and played a whole series at quarterback. Curious to see if they do that with Otterman here tonight.
You mean Slippery Rocks, Ben Lane?
Yes, sir. 3 fumble recoveries. He was the PSAC Special Teams Player of the Week.
Absolutely.
A couple weeks
tied
ago.
for, I think, maybe even the lead in the nation in fumble recoveries right now. So just absolutely on a tear there, playing up at First Slippery Rock.
Watching that young man play football for a long, long time. He does some amazing things on a football field.
Absolutely.
And this kid there, if he's 6'2", he's D1.
Absolutely.
But you get the reps and on the field as a freshman. Oh, great pass break up there. Brady Sullivan wants a call there, but the ball was there, and defender there, Derek Hassa, made the play after the ball was already tipped once. At that point, it's free game.
Yeah, Brady was grabbing his face mask. I'm wondering if he thinks somebody
got
got a
piece
hand
of
on the face mask there. So, but no flags. It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Yellowjackets.
It's good location on the ball. He got it in a spot where Brady could get up and get it. Unfortunately, wasn't able to come down with the great coverage by number 8, Derek Hassam. 2 punt returns deep this time for Valley. Sellinger gets a left-footed punt away. Oh. Chuck Perkins thought about taking that thing on the run and shooting up the Jacket sideline, and
he certainly
slippery
did.
conditions. I think he
saw
the better of it.
He saw those fumbles and those balls hit the ground earlier in the game and thought better of it.
So good field position, probably the best starting position the Vikings have had here.
See if that Freeport defense can move them backwards.
This is only their second possession. Their first possession just took a long time.
Yeah, get them played behind
couldn't
the
get
sticks.
off the field. Yeah.
Certainly something the Yellowjackets are looking to do.
My guy Taylor King in there at linebacker.
Another senior.
Nice play in the backfield. Perkins was the ball carrier. Mason Lowe's.
Yeah, I see him and Justin Jack coming up off the bottom of the pile there. That defensive line, again, for the Yellowjackets, just frustrating the Valley Vikings, forcing them behind the sticks. It's nice to see Jack back out there on defense as well.
Yep.
Certainly a great presence. We need him in that backfield, strong running back for the Yellowjackets, but also, alongside King, they make a really strong linebacker duo on the inside for the Yellowjackets.
2nd and 12 here, 2 receivers on each side of the formation. Sidecar right of Goodwin. Pressure in the backfield by sophomore number 72, Colton Mellish, on that play. Got past the line pretty quickly and affected that pass that falls incomplete to bring up a 3rd and 12 for the Vikings.
Must be something about those pink arm sleeves.
Just
Eric, they
off-putting, yeah.
Yeah, they certainly are helping those guys tonight on the defensive line. Just looking around the stadium tonight, too. A lot of those Freeport alumni come back for the Valley game. I think I've seen Peyton Westendorf, Jackson Booterbaugh.
Brady Savage is down on the sideline. Nice, again, pressure in the backfield by 72, Colton Mellish. Colton also a big lacrosse player. He didn't play football last year as a freshman. Played some travel and club level lacrosse. Great to have him back on the field. Number 72, the loaded sophomore and freshman class making an impact. Sophomore Dawson Gaylott down there in street clothes tonight. Not sure type of injury has him off the field, but he's usually one of the starters on that defense.
Ooh, very close.
Colton Otterman almost got in on that block. Brady Sullivan is going to let this one go. Good job getting off the field quick here for the Jacket defense. We'll see if the offense can get across 50-yard line and get into some scoring position here on their 3rd drive of the game.
Boy, strong defensive series by sophomore Malish there. Just in the backfield on nearly every play.
Yep. Coaches love to see that from a sophomore.
He's getting the right. He's
big
getting,
kid.
He's getting the right drinking water. It must be that stuff that used to come around here in the 80s and 90s and 70s. Because he's one of the few players on the roster that's up in over 6'4",
210. Yeah.
Big boy there.
And room to grow. Ross flushed out of the pocket. He's going to pick up positive yardage up the Jacket sideline. 1st down and across midfield. Finally run down by Big Meach. Demetrius Ballard runs down Drew Ross, but not before Ross picks up a big Jacket 1st down, 1st and 10. Ball's going to be spotted at the Viking 44-yard line.
That was part of the game, I think, that was most surprising to me about Ross. As a sophomore, Eric, it's just you just don't see those kind of wheels on a sophomore quarterback or somebody willing to go out there and mix it up at the size that Ross is, and really just a strong runner for a quarterback.
What I've been impressed with all year is there's no panic. Playing JV football, 7th and 8th grade youth football is one thing. Playing Friday Night Lights, against kids the size of Demetrius Ballard can be quite intimidating, and Drew Ross has not been fazed by any of that all year.
Absolutely. A no-flinch attitude there at quarterback. It's always good to see.
Ballard's on the field after that play. Helped up by a teammate here.
Looks like Ballard is going to head to the sideline too, Eric.
Look the replay here and see if we can.
Yeah, he
see
is.
What happened
He
to
is.
Ballard.
He is limping off the field there. Looks like we've got a timeout on the field.
I think a chop block there. Looked like somebody had him engaged low and somebody finished high.
That might be what induced that 15-yard
Yep.
penalty that we just saw there, Eric.
Yep. Ballard's already over there walking it off. I think he'll be back here in another play or two. Ross taking a shot deep to Sellinger. Sellinger reels it in. Chuck Perkins skied to try to intercept that ball. As we see Ballard, a little bit of a limp, but he's back out on the field.
Showing that athleticism from Sip there.
Great patience by Sip just to wait and let that thing come to him.
I thought he was going to make a move there and maybe break that as well.
About a 24-yard game, but it was first and 25. But after that 15-yard penalty, nice to get back in 2nd and 1 here. Jack with a little bubble screen. Ross fumbles it before he's able to throw it. Ball still on the field. Jackets will recover. Looks like the ball just slipped out of Ross's hand as he was getting ready to whip that little bubble screen over to Justin Jack.
You could see that, a referee down there toweling the ball off.
Yep.
It's going to be slick tonight. Expect that to continue.
Back to 3rd and a long 10. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line. Situation here, do you be aggressive right at midfield? Do you go for it? You're a little bit more conservative on 3rd down here, try to pick up 4 or 5 yards, make it a manageable 4th down situation.
I'm thinking it's 2-down territory here.
Ross is going to sling it to Brady Sullivan. Pass is complete. Sully is behind the defense and into the end zone for a Freeport touchdown. Drew Ross to Brady Sullivan. 45 yards for the Freeport touchdown.
Gotta work on those camera skills myself there, Eric, a little bit. I know we didn't catch. We just caught the tail end of him scoring there, but certainly a beautiful pass from Drew Ross to Brady Sullivan for 6.
Tony's Pizza extra point is up and good. Off the toe of number 24, Judah Thompson, the freshman, who's been kicking the last few games here after Cole Troutman has been out for the Jackets. Judah does a nice job. Extra point is up and good. And with that, on the Steffi's Country Catering scoreboard, it is Freeport 7, Valley 0 at the 1:07 mark of the first quarter.
The Jackets being aggressive there. You asked the question, what are they going to do here? Well, Drew Ross wanted it all, and he went in for the Jacket touchdown to Brady Sullivan. Nice throw and catch.
And I misspoke. It's the Bird's Foot scoreboard. Steffi's Country Catering Red Zone. It is the Tony's Pizza extra point. And
get them all in there. Let's get all those sponsors in there.
We'll work them in. We'll talk about Body Revolution. We're going to give out a player of the game. So Drew Ross and Brady Sullivan throwing their hat in the ring early here for Body Revolution player of the game.
On senior night, Brady Sullivan trying to make that case.
Cole Troutman handling kickoff duties. Thompson had the extra point. Right up the gut, across the 40-yard line.
Not a deep kick's going to give the Valley Vikings some tremendous field position here.
Nice
to start
return
this
there.
possession. Yeah,
Nice return there by Corey Pitts. Pitts, a sophomore for the Vikings. We'll give the Vikings the ball 1st and 10 right at the 44-yard line. See if Valley can respond here to the Freeport touchdown. I know Coach Duran would love to get off the field a quick 3-and-out here and put the team to be in position to put another one on the board.
Our touchdown scorer, Sullivan, up close to the line of scrimmage here.
Yeah, he's up on a ball is fumbled on the handoff. That's definitely recovered by Freeport on the bottom of the pile.
Sullivan says so, and the officials agree.
Ghosted is still, or Goodwin. No, Perkins. Perkins still trying to get that ball out underneath. I think it's Brady Pega fell on the ball. Oh, Taylor King. TK.
That's inside linebacker Taylor King. The animated senior with a big fumble recovery here. Gotta love that attitude.
So we have Taylor King listed at 5'9". He's probably standing on top of something at 5'9". I love Taylor. He conducts himself and he runs his mouth like he's my size. I love him. Love Taylor King.
Animated leader on that defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Drew Ross, good protection here. Pass deep to Sellinger, off his fingertips and out of bounds. Good job by the offensive line there. A couple blitzers picked up by the line and the running backs there to give Ross time to sling that down the sideline to Sellinger. Pass does fall incomplete, though, to bring up 2nd and 10.
Now, Eric, I thought that compliment was going to be coming for the camera work, catching that ball in flight all the way to the receiver. We'll try and do more of that throughout the game.
So your camera work, we're black again. Switch over to this camera for now. Get that figured out. Some connectivity issues on cam 2 here. Handoff is Colton Otterman. Otterman gets over to the Vikings sideline. It's a 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Jackets. The ball is at the 39-yard line.
Trying to get that camera 2 going here for the viewers, Eric. Gonna have to suffer through with the wide angle for a moment.
Good block pick up there again by Ross, but eventually Ballard gets in there and sacks Ross for about a loss of 2 to bring up a 4th down. It's definitely a connectivity issue because I do see that it's here. Set the HDMI. There we go.
And there we're back with our camera 2.
Thank you for your patience there. Just unplugging stuff. Eventually, something's going to reset.
Oh, yeah, this technology.
Power, HDMI.
They didn't teach us this at football practice.
Unfortunately, we didn't miss much. There was a sack by Ross. The camera that we had doesn't zoom in real well, but Ross was sacked on what will be the final play of the first quarter. So after 1, it is Freeport 7, Valley 0 here in the High Top Sports Network. Let's see if we can get a commercial rolling. We'll give it a shot.
Let's see if we can give our viewers a commercial break here.
Negative.
If not, I'm happy to tell them how awesome High Top Sports Network is. Or Sprankle's Grocery Store out in Saxonburg, Pennsylvania.
Doesn't look like I'm going to get the commercials to work. We'll maybe try to figure that out at halftime.
You know, I'd like to stop by Sprankle's and get, it's one of the few, you don't get a lot of grocery store sushi in the Sarver Freeport area,
right.
But you can get it at Sprankle's, and it is absolutely delicious.
Wayne and I talk about that a lot. He likes the sushi. His girls like the sushi. I'm a big fan of their hoagies. You get to like this monster 15, 18-inch hoagie. It's like $6, $7.
Anything prepared food-wise, you cannot go wrong at Sprankle's. Delicious prepared food. Wonderful, bakery, deli.
And it's got that old school grocery store feel to it. It's not like going, nothing against, the big box brands, but it's like going back to the grocery store in the 80s and 90s. There's a lot of local products there. It's clean.
Mom and pop feel to it. Yeah,
yep.
Absolutely.
You don't have to just, I think they might have self-checkout, but you don't have to check yourself out. They have great customer
Actual
service
cashiers,
there.
Yeah.
Great Friday, hashtag save on meat. Oh, Val. That was a really bold decision. Freeport was just about to down that ball, and one of the Valley Vikings went to try to grab it. The ball was fumbled and recovered by the Jackets, and now a flag comes in late. It's not a great decision by the Vikings. That looks like number 3, Chuck Perkins, down there. Try to take advantage of the Jackets waiting for the ball to roll just a little bit closer to the goal line. He put a hand on it, and at least on the field, the referees are discussing the play. The initial play on the field, the call on the field was that the Jackets recovered that fumble. The ball currently is spotted at the 7-yard line.
Prior to the fumble, too, just a tremendous punt from Cyprian Salinger. Sip just put it right down there inside the 5-yard line. Really making Perkins make that decision as to whether to pick that up or not. Forced him into a difficult decision, and Perkins chose wrong.
So the penalty flag does go against the Jackets, but it does not negate the turnover. So it was a dead ball foul. Something was, I'm assuming, said as they were coming off the pile. And 15-yard penalty to back up the Jackets, but it's 1st and 10 at the 22. I guess it's marked as a, yeah, that's right, 15 yards because it was at the 7, now it's at the 22. And reset the play clock here. Trips right here, King, Sellinger, and Wisniewski to the right side. Ross in the design keeper, though, running away from Ballard, as I mentioned earlier. But a wall of Viking defenders there.
Nowhere to go.
Drop Ross, and what will go down as a sack.
Certainly a designed quarterback run, but, yeah, certainly dropping Ross behind the line of scrimmage there. The Vikings making it tough on the Jackets on the ground tonight.
Yeah, I think the strength of that team is, especially with Ballard, on the left side of the defense there. The line's probably the strength of that Viking defense.
Well, you
can't run the whole game either.
He's just a mountain of a man.
Yep. So trips right again. That puts Brady Sullivan in single coverage. No safety on that side of the field either. Ross rolls to the right. Sacked in the backfield by Ballard and Perkins. They met at a high-speed collision on Drew Ross at the 36-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and long for the Jackets.
Jackets headed in the wrong direction.
Yeah, but it's a free possession. They're supposed to be on defense right now, but they had the ball. They recovered the ball at the 7, and now it's 3rd and long at the 30.
The sack's going to take the opportunity for points on the drive away if they don't really make some progress here on 3rd and forever.
2 receivers on each side of the formation. Sidecar to the left is Justin Jack. Ross steps up into the pocket. Can't get it away. Oh, he's still on his feet. Ross spins away from the defender, still on his feet, and finally dragged down by Costin. Picked up a few yards, but it's going to be 4th and long. All spotted at the 34-yard line, so a 3-yard gain for Ross.
And it looks like Ballard's jogging off to the sideline again. Coming off the field here on the 4th and a mile for the Jackets. I want to say, Eric, one of the impressive things that I see with when Drew Ross drops back there, and you mentioned it earlier, the kind of the no panic. You could see on that play him keeping his eyes downfield as he broke out of the pocket, really looking to throw before he ran. Obviously great coverage by the Vikings on the play, but it was nice to see his eyes up and looking downfield as he ran with the football.
Yeah, and I think all those, 7-on-7 reps, Drew pretty much plays 7-on-7 football, up and down the East Coast all year long, and those reps definitely pay off. Timeout here for the Freeport Yellowjackets, a timeout you really don't like to take. It's a close game. It's only the first half, but it's a miscommunication of who was and was not supposed to be on the field in that 4th down situation.
You think you got guys out there on the 7-7 like Ballard chasing them around there when they're out there in
Definitely
shorts?
not. Definitely not.
That's certainly the difference when the lights come on Friday night. You
Yep.
don't got guys like Ballard chasing you in shorts in the summer.
For sure.
It's where a lot of those connections, though, for these players start.
Yep.
You know, they work out throughout the summer in those 7-on-7. You know, I see these boys up here. You drive past the high school, you know, any evening in the summertime, and you're going to see some guys out here throwing that football around, playing 7-on-7.
Nice little play there. Cam Schlegel, a freshman, went in motion, was in a route. Chip Sellinger rolled out and thought about throwing to Schlegel, and once he saw the coverage, got a nice little Aussie-style punt away. Nice kind of a read option there on a punt that you don't see a whole lot.
Yeah, made Chuck Perkins make a decision again about whether or not he wanted to pick that football up deep in his own end, and he thought better of it this time.
They're going to be in the shadow of their goalpost here. 1st and 10, the ball spotted at the Freeport, the Valley 4-yard line.
Another impressive punt by Salinger to pin him back.
And again, no panic there either. You know, it was clearly designed to have that option to throw the ball. It wasn't there, so he got the punt away and pins the Vikings deep in their own territory here. Feet in the end zone here for Goodwin. Forward progress is going to get the ball to the 1. That was real close to being a safety. Actually, you lose 3 yards on this play. It'll be 2nd and 13.
This is where those defensive ends, those senior defensive ends, are really looking to go to work on here. Mason Loads with the tackle on the previous play. He and Icky Woods looking to crash and get that ball carrier down in the backfield. I know both of them looking to put some points into their on the stat sheet for themselves on senior night.
And then your edge rushers, junior Sean Sellinger here, number 5 on the right side of the defense, and Colton Otterman on the left. Goodwin takes a shot there from Otterman after getting the ball away, just over the outstretched fingertips of Darnell Costin on the Vikings sideline, brings up 3rd and long for the Vikings.
Vikings hunting that 99-yard touchdown, Eric. Looking to take it all from the shadow of their goalposts, as you say.
Good coverage on the play by Brady Sullivan. So 3rd and 13. And one of those conundrums here. Do you try to pick up the first down, or you play conservative and get some yardage to give your punter some room to maybe get the ball back across midfield? We're at the 8:26 mark of the 2nd quarter. Freeport up 7-0. Boy, that's a really dangerous. Did you see the quarterback, Godwin, almost took that snap on his knee? That really could have been timing thing there. If he fields that snap from his knee, that's really a down play and a safety.
As you mentioned, there not a lot of room there for them to punt Eric now as a result.
Right, picked up a couple yards there. It's closer to the 3 than the 1 now. Valley's going to take a timeout. Was it a Valley or Freeport timeout?
That was a Valley. I think that was a Valley timeout.
Yeah,
looks
it's
like
2-2 on the scoreboard now.
Looks like they're trying to coordinate, make sure that their protections are set up, and that everybody knows their assignments here. In a dangerous situation, as Valley trying to punt with the heels on the goal line there.
This early in the game, it's 7-0. I mean, do you think about taking a safety here just to not give up a touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, I think
kind of a defeatist attitude.
Yeah, I think this is an opportunity where the Valley coaches are going to want to put it on their defense, let Ballard go out there, try and get that punt away, and let their defense try and force Freeport backwards like they did on the last series. So, you know, they're going to have a lot of confidence right now coming off the last series defensively. They're having trouble moving the ball on offense, but I don't know that they'll take that strategy just yet.
Brady Sullivan's not expecting much of a punt. He's heels, backpedaling across the 30-yard line, but nowhere near midfield. The punter is the quarterback, Tristan Goodwin. He is standing on the 2nd E in Freeport. Does get the punt away. Sullivan's going to take it at 27-28. Spins away from the first defender and heads up the Vikings sideline and run out of bounds at the 10. Great starting field position here for the Jackets. 1st and 10. The ball's going to be spotted right inside, right along the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal. Almost would have liked to see Brady run out of bounds at the 11, making an 8-play, possible for an 8-play drive instead of 4, but you definitely take what you can get here. Good starting field position. 1st and goal, Freeport from the 10.
Beautiful return there, too. Really following his blocks down the left sideline.
Brady, another one of those kids, been playing football for a long time, came up through the youth program. You know, one of the few 7th graders to play on that 7th and 8th grade team. Back-to-back section championships that our boys, you know, are undefeated seasons, really, when they were in 7th and 8th grade.
Absolutely.
And Brady got, reps as a 7th grader with that group and has been playing a ton of varsity minutes since his freshman and even sophomore year.
Good multi-sport athlete, too.
Yep. Nice little bubble screen here to Colton Otterman. Leaps into the end zone. Colton Otterman elevates for the Freeport touchdown. You just see that coming from a mile away. Like, I don't want to call it, but you can see he was just spotting him up. Defender lowered his head, and Colton Otterman leaps into the end zone for another Jacket touchdown. Gina Thompson in to attempt the Tony's Pizza Cafe extra point.
We'll need to describe that to you as well as possible because I know our feed was lost
doinks
there.
off the upright.
Just off the left upright and away.
Bring you back to this camera that's working for now. So the extra point doinked off the upright. Probably best that you didn't see that at home, but take my word for it. Doinked the upright. Oh, your feed was back on, and then I disconnected it. So at the 7:43 mark of the first half, it is Freeport 13, Valley 0.
Well, I tried the old Nintendo trick. Viewers at home there might have heard the little blow there. That did not work to get that camera 2 running just yet. And I think we had it there for a second, and it went just away again. So we're continuing to work on that while we've got a beautiful wide shot for you here for the kickoff.
Ooh, it's going right out of bounds.
Flag for that kick out of bounds.
So disconnecting this HDMI was the trick last time. Kick out of bounds is classified as an illegal procedure. Flag in behind the play here. Perkins was the ball carrier. See what that penalty is about. He's holding on the on the offense. They'll back up the Vikings 10 yards from the spot. Ball's going to be spotted right at the 30-yard line to bring up 2nd and 20. .38 clock rolling here in the first half. Vikings have the ball in the left hash. 1st and 20. 2 receivers to the right, tight end. Colton Otterman tackled by the blocker, doesn't get called. Goodwin runs out of bounds. Get some positive yardage on that play, but not even back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 15, a 5-yard gain from ball spot at the 35. We want to try to turn that camera off and then back on and try to disconnect everything else at this point. Two HDMI ports. I'll switch to HDMI port and see if that helps. Pass complete to Kostin here, spinning away from Jacket defenders. He's across the original line of scrimmage, finally shoved down by Danny King. Taylor King. Justin Jacket off the bottom of the pile, so another positive gain there by the Vikings, going to bring up 3rd and 8. Vikings just chipping away here, trying to get the ball back to a manageable spot on the field to attempt this first down.
I know the viewers at home are wondering where Bob went, but just working on that camera too for everyone, trying to get that running well for everyone here.
Goodwin rolls out. Pass sails out of bounds on 3rd down to bring up a 4th down for the Vikings. Probably too early for 4-down territory here, but again, with the quarterback doubling as the punter, gives the Vikings options. Sullivan is going to drop back deep in a safety position where he could return the punt. Does look like Goodwin is in a formation to punt here. We saw the pressure on the first punt chase him out of the pocket. I think he was in there pressure. The punter is down on the field. Referee signaling that the ball was tipped. The ball is downed by number 1, Darnell Kostin. At the Jacket 20, somewhere between the 21 and the 23. They haven't spotted the ball quite yet. Goodwin wanted the penalty there for running into the punter, but the referee signaled that the ball was tipped, so no penalty there. Jackets start 1st and 10 with the ball at the 22. Again, the camera that we have live now does not zoom. It's meant to be more of a stationary camera until we get camera 1 fixed. We're best to follow the action for you. Drew Ross in the shotgun, 2 receivers on each side of the formation, drops back, looks to his left, fires downfield to Brady Sullivan, but the pass intercepted by the Vikings. Great play by Corey Pitts to break on that ball. Intended to be a back shoulder pass to Brady Sullivan, but intercepted by the Vikings. Is there a direct HDMI port over there? In that cluster?
Yeah. Looks like they got a completed pass there for the Valley Vikings for a gain of maybe a yard or 2 on that previous play.
We can play around, so it's probably going to be here in the sources. We probably need to go to the HDMI instead of take a look at that. We're getting there. I think we're making progress. For now, it is 2nd and 9. Valley has the ball in Jacket territory after the interception. Ball right at the 36-yard line. Handoff is to Perkins. Taylor King, Justin Jack. Colton Mellish combine on the tackle there of Perkins. Perkins' shoe came off on that play. That'll be a 3rd and 4. Perkins hops back on 1 foot to the huddle to try to hear the play while he's trying to get a shoe on without getting the sock wet.
Eric, is that going the in or the out?
Should be the in.
I think so.
I switched it just to see if it mattered. But Mason Lowe's on the tackle there, designed to run, I believe, by Tristan Goodwin. Brings up 4th and 1. Goodwin over to the sideline to get a play call here. This is definitely four down territory. Tight end on the left side of the formation. 2 receivers to the right, sidecar right of Goodwin. Takes a snap on a design keeper, met at the line of scrimmage, driven back by a swarm of Jacket defenders. Does not appear to have the line to gain. It is marked as a turnover on downs. Jacket defense gets off the field on 4th and 1. Ballard limping back onto the field, clearly not 100% for the Vikings.
Well, I think we're right now. I'll continue to play, but
Yeah,
we're
we'll
going to
see.
use.
We'll get it figured out at halftime.
We're going to need that wide shot for a little while, folks. We'll make sure to track the ball in the wide as best as possible for everyone.
Ross out of the shotgun. Brady Sullivan comes in motion. Little option pitch. That's going to go as an incomplete pass. Try to get a little option pitch. The motion doesn't matter. Goodwin's trying to get that call. The motion doesn't matter how the ball was tossed. It's a matter of which direction. The ball definitely went forward, which is an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Goodwin trying to make his case there to the official.
Ross out of the shotgun. Otterman sidecar left. Picks up the blitzing Ballard. Too many Viking defenders for Ross to get away from there. He's sacked again in the backfield near the 20-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and long for the Jackets. But a 13-point lead. 3.5 minutes and rolling here in the first half.
You could see Ballard made Ross just drop his eyes and look right at the pass rush. I mean, how are you not when you see a gentleman that large coming after you? But it dropped his eyes. He wasn't looking downfield, and the pass rush certainly got to him on that play. It could be either of these 2 chords, but
I'm thinking maybe we switch this audio and drop. Okay. Check. Test. Do you hear me? I messed. Testing. Test. Yeah, it's still there. It's showing that there's volume there, but I'm not getting it in my ear. Hopefully you can hear us at home. Colton Otterman, a big play there. Pick up a Jacket first down at 2.5 minute mark. Timeout for the Jackets. Freeport's going to take a timeout here with 2:08 remaining in the first half. Yes. I think they can hear us. We just can't hear ourselves because the auto input capture thing is moving. So second and 3 here. Handoff is to Colton Otterman. He's tackled short of the line to gain. It's going to bring up 4th and short. Right. Ross flushed out of the pocket. Going to be tackled on the Viking sideline. That's going to bring up a 4th down. I thought the previous play was 4th down, but this will be 4th down. Thank God for technology. It picked up Facebook, and our audio is there. We can't hear ourselves. That's probably a good thing. Can't hear ourselves, but we are on the broadcast. So, yeah. Whistles and a timeout before this 4th down. Freeport was ready to punt. We saw before, earlier in the season, in this similar situation on a 4th and short, Freeport used a timeout and come out and run quick to the huddle and run a play here. So we'll see what Freeport does out of this timeout with 45 seconds remaining in the first half. So I want to thank the folks from Steffi's Country Catering. Haven't had a whole lot of red zone opportunities yet, but folks from Steffi's Country Catering, if you follow Terry Steffi on Facebook, has weekend specials all the time, little grab and go meals. Well, the touchdowns have been from outside of the red zone. Sellinger, another good roll. That was coasting. Icky Woods gets down there and downs it deep again. This time the Vikings will start 1st and 10 from their 4. It's a great job on special teams by Freeport to continually pin the Vikings deep in their own territory. 34 seconds remaining here in the first half. See if Colton Otterman can pin his ears back here and get a safety right before the half. Got a tight end, 2 receivers to the left side of the formation, as is the sidecar for Goodwin. Inside handoff by Perkins is tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Might be a short even loss on the play. Looks like Valley might be content to let that be the last play of the first half, as Goodwin is walking over to his coach to get a play. Coach is not in a hurry to meet him. Goodwin has his helmet off. That's going to be the last play. Can he walk off the field, though? Yep. So that will be the final play of the first half. Good Guys 13, Vikings 0.
So we are going to stick the headphones out the window, let you listen to the Freeport marching band. Oh no, Valley is here. Good. We do have both marching bands. Nice halftime performance coming up, and we'll try to get the camera situation figured out and be back for the second half here on the High Top Sports Network.
song by the crimped-haired Juicy Couture wearing Princess of Pop, Britney Spears. Ladies and gentlemen, this song and this band are toxic.
They did a great job tonight battling the elements. Thank you, bands. You were terrific. Hey, you need to get some raffle tickets out. We have a winning raffle number. Tonight's 50-50 raffle drawing. Get your tickets out. I'll call out that number in just a second, but let me also announce the winners of the other prize drawings that we had. The autographed football winner is a Rupp. The last name is Rupp, R-U-P-P. The Steelers jersey, the autographed Steelers jersey. The winner of that is Brinley Pega. The Rays spa package. Congratulations, Meg Lucas. And the Blackstone Grill. Congratulations, Ken Bowser. And thanks to everybody who participated in that drawing and for helping to raise funds for the football boosters. The winning 50-50 raffle number is 573-4737. 573-4737. If you have that winning ticket, please report to the boosters tent right inside the main gate. They have some money for you. And thanks again to everybody who participated in the 50-50 drawing. From training to competition, UPMC Sports Medicine helps the Freeport Yellowjackets recover from injury and improve performance. To learn more, call 1-855-93-SPORT or visit upmcsportsmedicine.com.
How far back was that? Do you know if the long leg went behind? You didn't. You weren't here. This.
The concession stands are still open and available for you to make purchases of food and drinks.
Well,
And even if you're
resting
not hungry or
on
thirsty,
like this.
please support those Freeport
It
organizations.
had to have been.
The girls
Not
basketball
everything
team
would have
in
gone
the
behind the
northeast
fence. It was on
corner
the
of
fence.
the stadium and the Freeport area music boosters in the northwest corner. The varsity golf
It was
team
when they
completed
opened the
the second
umbrellas
straight
that it knocked
undefeated
it.
section championship season and advanced to the WPIAL semifinals,
Maybe somebody
narrowly
stood up. I'm just
missing a
saying
trip
it was
to the
here the
final
whole
round.
time.
In the individual postseason, 6 Freeport golfers advanced, including Lily Snow finishing 4th in the WPIAL and qualifying for the PIAA state finals for the second straight year. The JV squad finished their season at 8-4, and the teams play their home matches at Buffalo Golf Course. Another friendly reminder about the high school's Tri-M Music Honor Society and Key Club. They're sponsoring a trunk.
All right, we are back getting ready for the second half here on the High Top Sports Network. The good news is our camera is back for now. We're hoping that our little reset activity there, we should be good for the second half on this camera. And then as I was on the phone with Joe Rhodes from the High Top Sports Network, somebody popped an umbrella in front of us and knocked the other camera that was frozen off. So we're just going to stay on this feed and hope it continues here. So we appreciate your patience. Hope you enjoyed listening to the band, even though you didn't get to hear them. Some technical difficulties. I think we're resolved on what's Cam 2 now is become our primary cam for the rest of the game. And, again, just appreciate your patience here on the High Top Sports Network. So your audio is not pinging as much as mine. Can you try that again? Go ahead, talk. So a big return here by number 8, Derek Hassam, but a flag behind the play. Freshman Brayson Pega with the tackle, the younger brother of senior Brady Pega. Penalty is going to be a hold on the Vikings. Handoff is the coast and gets away from the first Jacket defender. That was Sean Sellinger. Icky Woods and Taylor King coming off the bottom of the pile there. Coaston picks up, looks like 6 yards to bring up 2nd and 4. Try again, Bob.
Many years of high school football, calling out some calls.
Back on.
And it looks like flags out there on the field as well, Eric. Pre-snap penalties. No quicker way to get your coaches upset with you than pre-snap penalties. Oh, my goodness. We're going to have a break in the action as well. Big shout to the Freeport student section fan base there for the pink out tonight here for breast cancer awareness. All sticking around during the raindrops. Oh, and that Freeport
back on live audio. Good one on his Zion keeper. Runs into a wall of Jacket defenders. Short of the line to gain. Might have even lost a yard on that play to bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Vikings.
Taylor King wreaking havoc on the play along with his front seven. It looked like the entire Freeport front seven getting into the backfield there against the Vikings. Get you a little bit wider here on the shot.
Slowly but surely getting back to 100%. Goodwin, pass complete to Wilkson. Nice stand-up tackle by Brady Sullivan, but it does look like the Vikings will pick up the first down here on 3rd and 3. We've been so wrapped up in the technology, I don't remember the last time the Vikings had a first down.
Yeah, it's been a little while for the Vikings. Some mistakes, some penalties, as well as some turnovers have really cost the Vikings thus far on offense. Not able to put any points on the board here in the first half. Trying to get something going here in the second.
And I know he's banged up. I'm still confounded that the Vikings don't use big Demetrius Ballard on offense. Imagine having him at a tight end just running a seam route down the middle like the Patriots did with Gronkowski.
Bringing that jumbo.
Who's going to try to tackle him? But he's just on the field for defense.
Some players have that defensive mindset. I know when I played, Eric, it was I like to hit quite a bit. I was a running back on offense, never took a varsity snap at running back because a stiff wind would knock me down when I carried the football. That balance just didn't seem to serve me well on offense, but on defense, it always let me hit them tacklers or hit those ball carriers pretty hard.
2nd and 11 here. Goodwin's pass hits the shoulder pads of Corey Pitts and falls incomplete. Bring up a 3rd and 11.
So I notice that we have Goodwin playing quarterback tonight, Eric. I noticed when I looked into some of the past games, Mason Simmons got some snaps at quarterback for Valley this year. Do you know what might have prompted the change at all?
I do not. This is the first Valley game that I've seen all year. I don't even know if I've seen a number 9, so maybe it's an injury. A couple kids on the sideline over there for Valley. I don't recall even seeing a number 9 on the field for Valley tonight. So
just going through the statistics and passing statistics for Valley, I had seen that Simmons had thrown 4 touchdown passes, had a few more turnovers than touchdowns on the season, so they might have gone just to Goodwin to try and get away from some of that turnover trouble. Goodwin's tried to keep the ball in the hands of the Vikings when he's had it tonight.
I see a 9 over there on the sidelines for Valley. Oh, big block. Colton Otterman gets in and blocks the punt. Nobody wants to touch it. Neither team quite sure what to do with that blocked punt. Nobody wanted to touch it. Finally, Valley touches it and down quickly by the Yellowjackets. They'll start 1st and 10 with the ball at the 32-yard line. But I do see number 9 over there. It does look like he has football pants on and a helmet on, but wearing a jacket which doesn't look like it has shoulder pads under it. So
maybe an injury there, as
right.
you had said. Yeah, I will say, Eric, that's kind of a confusing play for a lot of folks. When you see the blocked kicks in football, even at the professional level, sometimes players just aren't sure what to do. Different rules for if the ball travels past the line of scrimmage or stays behind.
Trips left, little bubble screen here to Otterman. Passes complete, makes the first defender miss. Otterman's got a first down and more. Tackle right at the 20-yard line, but not before Otterman picks up a big Yellowjacket first down.
Those shifty shoulders for Otterman towards the end of that run, really putting the shimmy shake on the defensive back for the Valley Vikings there. Otterman, as I said, came into the game averaging nearly 7 yards per carry and over 15 per reception. Getting the ball into Otterman's hands is going to be a key for the Jackets' win tonight, and the senior certainly delivering.
So brings up a 1st and 10 with the ball at the 20. Otterman still in a sidecar left. Gets the handoff this time. Otterman to the 15, changes field, spun around, made the defender miss, runs over the next defender, and he's up across the 10-yard line very near another Yellow Jacket first down.
Being very careful here with the video, folks. I know we just cut in and out again. Those touchdowns that Otterman keeps putting in that far or that closer corner of the end zone down there. Camera doesn't seem to like us when we go down that direction, so we're going to go ahead and do our best to try and keep us with a picture here.
So halftime score, the section championship, probably going to come down to the East Allegheny knock game tonight. East Allegheny with a late first half touchdown. They lead at half 7-0. That was a half an hour ago, though, so try to keep you posted on that score. But East Allegheny up on our neighbor Knock.
This is that corner where we lose video a little bit or lose coverage of being able to see the entirety of the field. And there we went.
Yep, just leave it. We'll do the best to tuck you in.
We'll talk you through it, what you can't see down in the corner of the end zone there for sure.
Deer Lakes was up 21-14 against Shadyside.
Freeport's next opponent there, Deer Lakes.
Yep.
You got to think they're going to give Otterman some more opportunities down in here close, and they do. And Otterman's going to take it into the end zone for another Yellow Jacket touchdown.
From the Terry Steffi's Country Catering red zone into the end zone for another Yellow Jacket touchdown. So we will update the Bird's Foot scoreboard to read 19, if the mouse will cooperate.
Going to add a few points there to that total on the season for Otterman.
Judah Thompson's kick is up and good. The Bird's Foot scoreboard now reads Freeport 20, Valley 0. On to Tony's Pizza Cafe, extra point. So we talked earlier about sprinkles. What's your go-to at Tony's?
Oh, my go-to at Tony's is I like the extra large thin crust pizza.
Okay.
I will probably be able to still take one down all by myself.
You're a better man than me. I try to stop at 2. Those are some big slices, and I got 4 boys at home, so I'm lucky to get 2 slices before it's all gone. But have you had the meatballs?
I have not had the meatballs.
So
at
the
Tony's.
meatball subs are very good. But I found out a little cheat code a couple summers ago. They sponsored or catered an event at the track, and they had the garlic knots. And they had meatballs. So what I did was rip the garlic knots in half.
And made little meatball sliders.
Oh,
Eric, that sounds delicious.
Fantastic.
It's tough to find food there at Tony's that is not just absolutely
Looking
delicious.
Forward to opening a new pizza or a new sandwich shop over at the old Kings location. There's going to be a Starbucks there and I'm not sure what it's called yet, but sandwich shops.
When Tony's first opened, one of the things, and I haven't had it in a long time, I believe it was called something along the lines of a tailgater maybe. It was a cheesesteak on garlic bread.
Oh, okay.
Delicious. I'm wondering if that's going to be featured there at the new sandwich shop.
I know, like, you go in, they have all kinds of slices, and I had a meat slice the other day, waiting for the boys to pick up from football practice. Didn't get to have lunch. Had a busy day at work, so I grabbed a slice. Like I said, never been disappointed there. Always big portions.
Absolutely. Well,
fresh, good ingredients. That grande cheese is hard to beat.
The Buderbaugh family certainly enjoys pizza. It's I'm not embarrassed to say that most of the local pizza shop owners know me by first name when I walk in.
Exactly.
But I wear that with a badge of honor.
Yep.
We got some good pizza in this town.
Yes, we do. Fox's, Vicelli's, very, supportive of Freeport athletics, especially Fox's Pizza. Vicelli's a little, coming in doing some more fundraising. And where Bugsy was up there, out towards Knock, is going to be a Domino's now. So.
Oh, yeah. We get the chain pizza coming in trying to compete with the locals. We'll see how well that works out for them, although I can enjoy a Domino's pizza now and again.
Yeah.
The last play, Goodwin's pass was batted down at the line of scrimmage by that Freeport defensive line that has just given him fits all night.
And brings up a 2nd and 10. Goodwin flushed out of the pocket here. Taylor King gives chase and runs Goodwin out of bounds. Looks like about a 5-yard gain on the play for Goodwin. Makes it a third and manageable here.
Now I know in a game where you're shutting out your opponent, it's probably easy to find those that are having great games on defense. But Taylor King playing one of his strongest games here on senior night in front of friends, family, and trying to impress those Freeport fans there down in the pink from the student section.
Uncle Todd here as well. Saw Todd Rogers before the game.
Actually, his grandfather was one who helped us there with the main camera when
yeah.
it went down. So
pressure from both ends here. Freshman
Ooh.
Camden Schlegel from the left and Sean Sellinger the right. Pass intended for number 11, Corey Pitts. Falls incomplete and brings up a 4th and 5.
Brady Sullivan was hunting to make a big play there on defense when that ball popped in the air. You could see the disappointment of the head drop whenever he didn't shift quite quick enough to get to the interception.
It was
but
probably like in slow motion for Brady, and he just couldn't get there.
yeah, you know what? With those tremendous athletes like Brady, it seems like the game slows down for them constantly.
So Sellinger deep to return this kick, but it's going to come towards the Jackets sideline.
Looks like it's going to be a short punt.
Yep. Down inside Viking territory. Jackets will start 1st and 10 with the ball at the 43-yard line.
And I'd say this is the best starting position for the Jackets in a little while, but to end the first half, they ended up with a punt down inside the 5-yard line there against the Vikings.
Started more possessions on the plus side of the field than the minus.
Yeah, it's the Jackets have been in Valley territory quite a bit of the evening.
I don't know if you can really tell from the camera, but just a steady light rain falling here. It's beautiful looking up at the Musco lights here.
Just enough to keep that ball slippery.
Yeah. Jack out to that bubble screen. Ross keeps it. Flushed out of the pocket back near the original line of scrimmage.
Looks like he was brought down by his quarterback counterpart on the play.
Yep. Tristan Goodwin on the tackle. Will be marked as a 2-yard loss, so that's a sack for Goodwin. Brings up 2nd and 12. Ross gets his play, and we'll head back to the huddle. Otterman on the sideline here getting a little breather here as Justin Jack is in the backfield again for the Jackets.
For those of us that are fans of the professional game, if you saw the Cleveland and Cincinnati game earlier in the season where that light rain seemed to pester the whole game on both sides of the football, that's what we're dealing with here tonight.
Oh, triple option there. Ross gets the ball to fellow sophomore Matt Wisniewski on a reverse action there and tackled right near the line of scrimmage to bring up 3rd and 12. Wisniewski went a long way to gain no yards on the play. Good boundary defense there by the Vikings to bring up a 3rd and long here for the Jackets.
Viking defense has been stymieing Freeport on several occasions tonight. It's the big play that Freeport's really been able to capture.
Right. Ross, good job handling a low snap here. Gets away from the first defender, but wrapped up by the second. Nice job by number 62, Ryan Knapp. Gets that sack. Bring up a 4th and long, and Chip Sellinger will be in again to punt, assuming here for the Jackets. Approaching the 4-minute mark of the 3rd quarter on the Bird Split scoreboard.
Outside of that Otterman touchdown, quite a few punts on the previous several possessions from the Yellowjackets. We've seen a lot more of Cyprian Salinger than I think the Jackets would like most nights.
Flag whistles this play down.
Salinger's done a good job pinning the Vikings back in their own territory when given the opportunity, so it's going to take quite a booming punt to get him all the way back down inside the 10 or 5-yard line again here, but
yeah, Sellinger doesn't have that prototypical beautiful punt that we've seen over the years from Parker Lucas and Isaac Wetzel, but it always has topspin on it, so it hits and picks up an extra 5, 10, even sometimes 15 yards. So it's effective. It's not.
Well, in the case of Wetzel's number one sport, or the sport that he's playing in the collegiate level now, is certainly soccer.
Yep.
Parker Lucas with quite the big leg, quite a few touchbacks throughout his jacket playing career. Salinger, not quite the soccer guy, more of a lacrosse in the off-season from football, but one heck of a lacrosse player.
Flag there right as Costin fielded that kick, and a nice tackle by Mason Lowe's. We'll see what the flag is about. So interesting enough, Parker Lucas is actually the Carpenters Union, and they said during senior night festivities that Zip Selinger going into the Steamfitters Union. So nice to see the Freeport boys going directly into the skilled trades.
We saw that, I think, in the senior bios with Otterman as well, looking to join become an electrician. Yeah, looking to become an electrician. Mason Lowe's looking to become a welder, maybe a military career in his future, following in the footsteps of his brother, Jarrett Doherty, also a jacket football player, went into the Army Reserves. Yeah, very, very good defensive lineman for the Yellowjackets in a few seasons back. Let's get our camera back on the action here.
Good one out of shotgun, 2 receivers on each side of the formation. Perkins sidecar right. I think Ickey Woods got held on that play. No flag came in. Ickey was applying pressure. Got a hand up and I don't think he deflected the pass, but at least affected the way the ball was thrown. Pass intended for Pitts falls incomplete.
You think he gets a pass rush win rate on that? Is that part of his passing?
In the hometown book, absolutely.
Is PFF giving him the pass rush win rate on that one? I'm certain. You didn't hit the quarterback, but he certainly beat the offensive lineman on that play.
He affected the play. The same formation, pair of receivers on each side. Perkins on the sidecar left now as the ball's closer to the right hash. Handoff is to Perkins right up the middle. Gets a couple tough yards. Tackled by Justin Jack. Was it Taylor King or Mason Lowe's that was also in on that tackle?
I do believe that may be Mason Lowe's. I see Taylor King standing away from the pile a little bit there.
Reset the clock. Took the Perkins and Jack both a minute to get up. Big contact there. Long, cold, wet game.
Jack, another senior, having a great game tonight.
Those hits hit a little harder on cold, wet nights than on the hot, humid nights.
Those pads slap on nights like this.
The trips left this time. Pass is complete to Costin, but tackled right away. Looks like might have picked up 2 or 3 yards to make this a 4th and 5.
Excellent job by the Jackets tackling the catch. Yep. Going after the ball carrier, allowing none of that, what they call that yak yardage, right. Those yards after catch, limiting the receiver to just a few yards to get this 4th down.
Costin never had a chance to get his feet set and make a play. So Wisniewski drops back to return this punt. Sullivan will roll out of bounds on the Vikings sideline. Vikings will start 1st and 10 with the ball on the 43 with 2:11 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Score on the High Top Sports Network here remains Freeport 20, Valley 0.
And who's that scoreboard sponsor?
Bird's Foot Golf Course, my favorite place.
Bird's Foot Golf Course.
My favorite place to lose balls in the woods. You can also find a lot of balls in the woods at Bird's Foot, and I know because I look for mine so often. And
the only place you're allowed to drink and drive, right? Just kidding. You really should be safe out there on the roads regardless. But
and even with the golf carts. Travis wouldn't appreciate you putting one of the golf carts into the woods.
No, not at all. That Bird's Foot Golf Club scoreboard looking good for the Jackets here as we get late into the 3rd quarter with the lead at 20-0 for the Jackets.
Win tonight will keep them in contention for that 4th and final playoff spot.
That game against Deer Lake's not going to be an easy one, Eric.
Nope, senior heavy team there with Derek Burke, Wayne Love, and junior running back Zaire Williams. So lots of talent. And you and I talked last night.
I've always felt like the Freeport game is kind of like the Super Bowl for Deer Lakes.
They always come ready to play, that's
Yeah.
for sure. They want to beat Freeport.
Handoff as the Colton Otterman runs past the first defender and the second. Otterman across midfield, finally tackled by Big Meech Fowler, but not before. Otterman very near at least the first down. That was a 1st and 15.
That's going to move the
It is
sticks.
a first down by Colton Otterman. More importantly, keeps the clock rolling and 4 more plays for the Jackets.
Otterman came into the game as the leading rusher for the Jackets, and he might actually be increasing that yard per carry average tonight.
Yep. Called into duty when Justin Jack injured his ankle on it was either the first, I think it was the first home game. Missed a few games. Otterman filled in admirably, and they've been splitting reps ever since. Pass complete this time to Sip Sellinger. He's tackled by Chuck Perkins after a 9-yard gain to bring up 2nd and 1.
I don't know if I'd call it quite the thunder and lightning backfield, but because both of them will run you over, that's
Right.
for sure.
Yep.
But I will say it's nice to have that strength of Jack. You know, he can get you those short yardage runs. You know, when everybody's trying to get leverage and on those short 4th and 1s, Otterman the game breaker.
Yeah, but I think it's fair, even if not thunder and lightning, that Jack is thicker, Otterman's quicker at least.
Thicker and quicker.
Nice form
I
tackle
like that.
there. Nice form tackle there by Ryan Knapp on Colton Otterman. Otterman lost the yard, brings up 3rd and 3.
You know where Jack got that thick, right? Body Revolution.
Yeah.
Body Revolution, one of our sponsors. I've seen him down there quite a few times. We'll see if he likes that nickname. I'll ask him when he's down there pumping that iron for quick and thick.
Pass complete to freshman Danny King. King dragging defenders out of bounds. Finally tossed down. Late flag comes in. Back judge believed unnecessary contact there by Tristan Goodwin. To step out of bounds when he threw Danny King to the turf. But not before Danny King picks up a big Yellow Jacket first down.
That's about as far as we're going to be able to go without losing picture, folks. I moved that camera quickly earlier, and we lost picture for just a moment during that run, but looks like we're going to at least have all but the corner of the end zone captured for you here. Let's see what the Jackets come out here and do.
It'd be nice if they could at least get to the left hash for you.
Yeah, let's make that play to the left hash. Call it in, folks.
Handoff is to Otterman. Started left, changed direction, came right. Flag behind the play. This might be an illegal block here on Icky Woods.
Wood certainly walking off in that dejected fashion, like it might be like he got his hand caught in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a hold against the Jackets. That'll negate the nice run by Otterman.
2 seconds on the clock. Not sure if this is a penalty where the clock will start when it's spotted. Yep, clock winds. And that'll be the final play of the 3rd quarter, and that'll bring us to the good side of the field for the camera.
Heck yeah. There we go.
So after 3 quarters, the Bird's Foot scoreboard shows Freeport 20 and Valley 0 here on the High Top Sports Network. Got to be very gentle and slow moving the camera. Went black for just a second.
As we shift sides of the field here and try to maintain our picture.
The steady rain continues to fall here at Freeport.
Freeport
Athletics Stadium.
just outside of that Steffi Catering red zone, right?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up Terry's Facebook page and see what the specials are for this week. Located in Adrian, Pennsylvania, a short drive from Katanning. This weekend, Sunday takeout specials. Deal 1 is stuffed meatloaf balls, mashed potatoes, and gravy, veggies, coleslaw, rolls, and cake for 5 people for $60. Deal 2, this is right up our alley, I think. 13 by 8-inch pan of Lazy Day cabbage rolls.
Ooh.
With mashed potatoes. Anything lazy, I'm down for.
Anything cabbage, I'm down for, says Mr. Butterbaugh.
And then they'll also have Swedish meatballs, hobo beans, halushki. Soup of the weekend is homemade chicken noodle. Also have stuffed pepper and ham and bean soup.
We've got Brady Sullivan with a reception down in the corner.
Just short of the end zone.
Just short of the end zone at the 5,
Tackled
inside
at
the
the
5
2.
maybe?
Ball spotted at the 2-yard line. 1st and 10. 1st and goal for the Jackets.
I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back there. Big plays coming
second goal.
from those seniors, Otterman and Sullivan, 2 players on offense that we said to watch. And they're certainly delivering tonight on their senior night.
Trips to the right of Ross. Handoff is the senior Justin Jack. Beach Ballard right there to make the tackle.
And we're going to give that video just a second to catch
There it
back
is.
up. There we go. Just move that camera nice and slow.
3rd and goal from the 6. Trip wide receivers to the right. Sidecar left. Brady Sullivan in single coverage to the left. Ross with the design keeper to the left. Touchdown, Freeport. Drew Ross into the end zone. On the design quarterback keeper. Nice read option there by Drew Ross. He was definitely moving with Colton Otterman. I guess Justin Jack was in there. And looking at Brady Sullivan, but read a big open hole right to the left side of the line. Gets into the end zone for another Jacket touchdown.
A few more points on that.
Judah Thompson's kick is up and good.
And that makes it 27-0 on that Bird's Foot Golf Course scoreboard there, Eric.
Nice tight shot of the scoreboard. Good work.
Bring her in a
Gentle
little
coming back to
closer.
midfield.
That's what it looks like in the 4th quarter here at Freeport Athletic Stadium. Let's get back to the action on the field as we get set for a kickoff following that Jacket touchdown.
So 10:39 remaining in the game. Still scoreless for the Valley Vikings. 27 points on the Bird's Foot scoreboard for the Yellowjackets. Cole Troutman ready to kick off.
Eric, are there any Jacket seniors that we want to give a special shout out to that we haven't had any opportunity to talk about yet tonight? I know there's some along that offensive line that that we maybe didn't get an opportunity to talk about yet. We've got 27 points on the board. We're pitching a shutout. The Jackets on senior night are certainly all those seniors giving all that they have.
I think all the seniors that have been on the field and play a lot, we've had the opportunity to mention. Malik Fiebinger, more of a baseball player, came out for his senior year to play. He's on the sideline.
Yeah, heading to
street clothes.
baseball, heading to college to play baseball. He'll be playing at the next level.
And then there are a couple of other seniors that came out for the first time this year, Holden Pallison and Connor Patterson. Don't get a whole lot of reps varsity.
Also a couple baseball players,
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
You got to love it, though. These young guys come out. It's an opportunity. Maybe they haven't played football in the past, but they're giving it their senior year because they see that camaraderie. They see what those boys have been putting in, and they want a piece of that before they leave.
Just have the experience, be part of the team. And
Absolutely.
Jonathan Campbell, another one of those seniors as well that doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, but comfortable lead here. Hopefully the coaches will get them some reps here on senior night. I know the moms, the wives always think of that stuff. Like, oh, come on, it's senior night, get them out there. Coaches are just out there to win. You know what I mean? Like, coaches don't have the list like, oh, we need to get the seniors in. They're trying to win.
They're trying to win football
stay
games.
in playoff contention, but, hopefully we'll be able to get those seniors out here before the end of the game. if not, just the opportunity to be here on Friday Night Lights and be on the field. And
I still remember
memories that last a
playing
lifetime.
Fort Cherry on my senior night down at the Burrow Field down there in Freeport.
I don't remember who we played on senior night. I just remember our last time on the field, we were the first or second seed, and we lost on our to the 8th seed. You know, only 8 teams back then, but disappointing end. I think we were looking ahead to the next round a little bit, to be honest, and disappointed. But
I played through the Mark Kazanowicz era here at Freeport. We had made a lot of playoff teams, made a lot of first round exits. But
yeah, we made playoffs all 4 years I was in. My freshman years when we went to the stadium with that Jody White team and Eric Ravati and Ryan Redmond.
Eric Ravati, former Steeler.
Yeah, Eric Beach, I still think is the Freeport's all-time best punt returner. He got around that wall, and he was so good on the punt returns. His daughters play sports here at Freeport now. Pass complete there to Coaston, picks up 4 yards.
I saw freshman Danny King's nose in there.
Going to hear a lot of Danny King's name the next few years.
He's got an arm on him, too.
Yep.
I mean,
he's a starting JV quarterback.
Yeah, Drew Ross will be tough to unseat, but it's nice to know that you've got, good talent coming up behind.
Right.
Should injury or other needs arise, that they've got the arms here at Freeport.
And the flexibility like, last year where, you can pull Gavin Croney off the field for a couple series and let Ben Lane play, and we may see some of that next year, too, where Danny King may get some packages just to give Drew some breathers, because he does play safety as well, too. So
Absolutely.
Sean Sellinger, a junior, he'll be a senior next year. He split reps last year, and we had the fortune to play ahead a lot last year, and both Drew and Sean came in and mop up duty in a lot of those big wins, and they would split reps, one in, one out. They'd get the play in, go take the rep. The next one would come get the next play, and just in and out. And Drew Ross is earned a starting spot this year. Sean's done a great job on defense.
Absolutely, and we're going to be graduating the 2 top running backs for the Yellowjackets, Otterman and Jack, both their final year, playing their final game here at Freeport Athletic Stadium for the Yellowjackets tonight, and that's going to be a hole that the Jackets are going to need to fill next year coming into the season, is that next running back position. I know Dawson Gaylot's had a rep or 2 maybe at running back this year. Certainly a candidate to be that next running back in the backfield for Freeport. I would think that just based on some bloodlines, his brother was a strong running back here, that Salinger may get that opportunity to take a few reps from the backfield as well.
Yep. And another one in that mix, Braden Pamebo has been the starting running back for the JV team this year, and was a running back for the 7th and 8th grade team last year. He'll be in that mix as well next year for that running back position.
Boy, Eric, these names, when we bring them up, just a few years ago we were watching and cheering these kids down at the youth field at Lernerville.
Yep.
When they were 4 foot tall.
Yeah.
Now talking about them as the next in the line of what we've had here at Freeport, great running backs over the years.
Yep.
That was one of the keys that we talked about for Freeport victory, was getting back to that identity of running the football and playing great defense, and I think we're seeing that on display tonight for sure. But we've had no shortage of Drew Ross's strong arm as well.
Yep, and speaking of the seniors would like to see get in there, that pass complete to Connor Patterson. If that's not his first catch of the year, it's one of very few.
Oh,
Great
I
to
definitely
see
do. I just tearing through
senior
the
getting
stats
in.
this week. I didn't see his name yet. I do
awesome.
believe that is awesome. Senior Connor Patterson
see
getting in
that.
the game. Now Connor plays baseball mostly, but
Yep.
he's the son of a very good Apollo Ridge athlete in his day.
Teddy Patterson, absolutely.
Yep, Teddy Patterson was quite the athlete himself, both baseball, basketball, football, multi-sport athlete for Apollo
You gotta
Ridge.
be, a school that small, you got to be multi-sport. But yeah, played with Bruce Yard and Greg Fox. Big first down there by senior Justin Jack to move the chains and keep the clock rolling here under the 7-minute mark on the Hot Top Sports Network.
Yeah, we've got no shortage of former athletes in the building. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, Bobby Woods, former West Virginia Mountaineer and Freeport Yellowjacket receiver and quarterback.
His daughter, freshman, is a fantastic soccer player.
Absolutely. Cameron Woods leading the Freeport girls soccer team in goals this season. They've got a playoff game coming up on Tuesday, I believe, or the 24th.
Yeah, that's Tuesday.
They've made a 4 seed in the WPIAL playoffs. Best of luck to them. They look like they might be poised to go on a run. So if you get an opportunity, certainly come out here on the 24th, hosted here at Freeport Athletic Stadium for the Freeport girls soccer playoff game.
So is it like football, first round is home field and then neutral site from there?
Freeport has the opportunity to actually host the first 2 games in the playoffs.
Handoff there again goes to Justin Jack. Some extracurriculars. Connor Patterson out there mixing it up. Not backing down, finally getting some good quality reps here with the starters, and he is a little bit chippy with the Valley Vikings. You love to see that. Also have number 18, Jonathan Campbell, the other senior wide receiver in there.
You know those baseball players, when they put shoulder pads and helmets on, they love to mix it up. You get that, not enough contact there for somebody like a Patterson in baseball. Excited to see him getting an opportunity here on senior night.
So looking Holden Patterson there, still on the sideline. Hopefully he gets in next. Brady Sullivan with a catch. He and Costin do a little do-si-do. Costin helps him up. Number 1 on number 1. I also like to see, one thing I always told my son, follow the ball. Nice to see Matt Wallace right there, number 71, just to make sure that nothing happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always easier to do something dumb when there's not a big lineman standing over top of you. Look over your shoulder and you see big 6'4", 210 Matt Wallace there. Like, maybe I'm not going to throw him to the ground. Because I know if I throw Brady to the ground, that Wallace is going to toss me right after. Another nice top spin punt. Oh, it looks like that ball almost hit number 8. Derek Hassam.
Is that another punt inside the 10?
Yep. I tell you, they're not the prettiest punts in the world, but they're very effective.
Extremely effective. I don't know if you'd call it a rugby punt or,
you know. Some Aussie rules kind of running.
You see more of that, more and more of that in college football these days too, Eric. The catch it, run, get the punter moving for those punts. Looks like Freeport's employing some of that strategy they may have seen in some film from college football.
Most of the starters still here in on defense. Looks like Colt Otterman, an inside linebacker. Justin Jack to the edge. Otterman still a heat-seeking missile. Takes down the ball carrier.
Going to be tough to get those seniors off the field tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are all very excited and looking to celebrate. I also think I see number 16 for the Yellowjackets out there.
Yes, Holden's out there. All right. Get him out on defense.
Holden getting some reps on defense. Another
Outside
senior.
Linebacker, yeah. I think that gets all the seniors in. Phoebe Girl, like I said, is injured, so Campbell, Patterson, and Pallison all in. You'd love to see that.
So while the coaching staff does not have that checklist,
someone on the sidelines.
Somebody on the sidelines was keeping an eye out there, and they're making sure those seniors are getting some playing time. And what has turned out here to be a bit of a blowout for the Yellowjackets.
Yeah, good senior night game.
Still pitching a shutout against the Vikings.
Yeah. Interesting looking at the scores for Valley. They haven't played any close games this year. Their 2 wins were both blowouts. I guess relatively close. They beat Apollo Ridge 18-7, but that was their closest game. They beat Uniontown 38-6, and then they've been on the losing end of some pretty lopsided games as well, unfortunately.
Oh, and we just had an opportunity. We just missed it. There's some of the senior cheerleaders as well for Freeport. as
Good
we get
one.
back to the action.
Goodwin takes a shot deep there to Darnell Costin. Sails the receiver by about 5 yards. Pass falls incomplete and brings down a 3rd and 15. Ball spotted at the Viking 4-yard line. Tough to get anything going when you're playing heels on the goal line on offense.
And it's too far down on the other end of the field for me. I think we'll probably lose a little bit of camera if I try to shoot it down there. But it appears the Freeport Jacket cheerleaders are trying to get all of the seniors an opportunity to. They're raising them all up. I forget what you call that, honestly. Giving them all a chance to kind of be a flyer there and stand them all up.
That's cool.
Just saw Aaron Sweeney.
Daughter Matt Sweeney, one of the most handsome men. Guy hasn't aged. He looks like he did what he was.
Looks
in
like
high
he
school
just walked out of
loud.
Mr. Wyant's government class in 1991.
Right. His mom works for the district, or Aaron's mom works for the district. Missy.
Also saw there for the cheer team, DeGitis, daughter of one of Freeport's great running back, Ron DeGitis.
He was my running back.
I do recall going to the Borough Field as a kid, hearing that name.
Yep. There was a lot of nights. It was Ronnie left, Ronnie right, Ronnie all night. We had a great offensive line. We were tough to beat. The Jackets are back on the field for offense. Ball is at the 34-yard line.
Looks like somebody changed their mind.
Yeah, it was number 67, Sam Austin, getting out on the field. Austin's another one. He's a body revolution guy. He's a big-time bench presser, right over 300 pounds.
Ooh.
Demetrius Ballard.
Big hit in the backfield.
Justin Jack, the ball carrier, loses 7 yards on the play.
That's not going to help the stat line or the average as much as you'd like.
Keeps the clock rolling. We, not me, right?
Yeah, certainly.
Keep the clock rolling.
Certainly hits the objectives that the Jackets coaching staff is looking for, which is, as Eric said, to keep that clock moving. We're down under 3 minutes to play on this senior night.
Hand off again to Justin Jack.
Tackled again by Ballard.
Picks up a yard or two on the play.
I'm not sure if Ballard or where Ballard's committed to, but there's going to be a certainty that that boy will be playing football at the next level.
He has committed. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Tell me he's staying somewhere locally.
I want to say it's somewhere in Ohio.
That's not as local as I'd like it. You know, I prefer when they end up at Penn State. I'll stomach when they end up at Pitt.
Took an official visit to Ohio University. Let me pull up Meech's page. I'm on Uncle Jason's page.
My daughter will be taking a visit to Ohio University. She is center back on that Yellowjacket girls soccer team that we talked about playing Tuesday. My daughter Lorelei Booterbaugh down there as a cheerleader here on senior night, also a center back for the Jackets, and is playing her senior year. Excited to watch her play in the playoffs.
And she scored a goal against Valley, right?
Yeah, she scored.
Had her in there at striker. She was so close to scoring multiple goals.
She said, "Dad,
Finally got one.
I'm never gonna say a word to an offensive player again. Scoring is so much harder than I ever thought it was."
She banged a crossbar one time. It was like heartbreaking.
Yeah, she was able to bury that goal. Too bad Dad was traveling at the time, but I did get a video of it. That's saved on the phone for a long time. I don't know. I don't know if I ever delete anything. We've got a timeout on the field right now, as we're under 1 minute to play in the game. We see coaches down there on the sideline for the Jackets embracing some of these senior players, knowing this is going to be tough for them. They're going to go to Deer Lakes next week and fight for that final or fight for that playoff spot. Maybe not because a WPIAL championship is in store for these guys, but just to get another opportunity, one more week to be a team. And it looks like we've got another timeout on the field.
Looks like some of the freshmen, Bryson Pega in there. Looks like he has the. They're gonna try a field goal here. Looks like Bryson Pega has he's the holder. Looked like he got that little black pad that they put the ball on for extra points.
He could. It's possible that he's just expecting a touchdown on the.
Take this and run over there. No, and he gives it back.
And I'm just looking here. I know Freeport football posted some of those bios of the seniors, and I'm looking to see if I can find who it was. I know a lot of these guys like to give that advice to, advice to the underclassmen. I wanted to pull up one that I thought was just absolutely hilarious. I think it might have been from defensive end Mason Lowe's, telling those underclassmen, don't let anybody ever push you around. You know that kind of stuff's going to come from Mason. Always a firecracker on defense for the Jackets.
Oh, the ball went off of a Valley Viking, but it is recovered by
that
number
should be a
11,
safety.
Corey
If that is a live football, he recovered it in the end zone. Maybe, you know what? I think when that ball on punts now, whenever it touches the end zone, and again, they've made a lot of these kicking rule changes in the past couple of years at every level of football, really just for player safety.
Yep. All right, 44 seconds here to hold a shutout. The starters, and especially the seniors, starters still on the field for the Jackets. Senior Holden Pallison's out there. Senior number 18, Jonathan Campbell, coming in.
There's another senior bio here that I'm looking at.
Senior Connor Patterson coming out.
Oh, very nice.
Might have 12 men now, though. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, we still have 11.
Senior nose tackle Brady Pagan, number 59. Been a starter on both sides of the football for several years for the Yellowjackets, and he actually told the underclassmen to work hard, stay in the gym, focus, and play as a team. And when he talks about the gym, he's another body rev guy.
Yep.
See him down there all the time. A little plug for one of our sponsors, Body Revolution.
Yep.
But
we do need to pick a Body Revolution player of the game. Definitely going to be a senior.
Well, with touchdowns on the ground and quarterback pressures, I don't know how. I mean, are we going secret ballot here, Eric, or am I just saying who I like and who you like?
We could talk it through. I'll give you the first.
Well, I got to say, I saw touchdowns on the ground. I saw big plays, chunk yardage. I saw sacks of the quarterback. My player of the game would be Colton Otterman.
And my pushback to that will be we could give Colton Otterman player of the game every week. And I think we've already done that at least once. I was going to go outside the box. And even though it was one play, that's a memory for a lifetime, not only for him, but it's for his parents. I'm going to throw out Connor Patterson for catching the ball on senior night as the player of the game.
Oh, that might be absolutely.
You know what I mean? We could do Colton Otterman any game of the season.
Absolutely.
You good with that?
I am very excited about that.
Right. So we will officially make Connor Patterson our Body Revolution player of the game. Career first reception here on senior night.
Snaps on both sides of the football.
Yep.
Patterson's out there on defense now.
Make me look good. Come up with a tackle here, Connor. Oh. I think that was Connor that just got run the whole way out of – no, that was Campbell that got run the whole way out of bounds on the Vikings sideline.
Well, we know those Valley Vikings aren't going to give up. They've certainly put in a valiant effort tonight, even though points weren't part of the equation for the Valley Vikings, as they're going to go down in defeat, 27-0 to the Yellowjackets. Applauding all players on both sides. Really, really hard-fought game.
Yep. And great to see the home team win here, especially on senior night. It's been a rough season, but a great way to end their career here at Freeport Area Athletic Stadium for this year's senior class, 12 deep. Again, those seniors from Freeport who just played their last game are number 1, Brady Sullivan, number 3, Taylor King, number 16, Holden Pallison, number 18, Jonathan Campbell, number 21, Justin Jack, number 26, Colton Otterman, number 33, Malik Fiebinger, 55, Taylor King, 56, Isaac Woods, 57, Mason Lowe's, 59, Brady Pega, and our Body Revolution player of the game, senior number 20, Connor Patterson. Big win for the home team here on senior night.
Well, I think they've definitely put Deer Lakes on notice, Eric. What do you think?
Absolutely. Let's see if I can pull
Big
up.
27-0 victory over Valley. Tune up for the season finale at Lancer Stadium there in Deer Lakes. And then, as you can see, after the handshake line, Ballard with the helmet off, a little dejected there. Not the season that he was hoping for in his senior year, but certainly one that he can be proud of for both the effort of the team and on his own. Just a tremendous effort from Ballard tonight.
He's got a lot more football to play, it seems. Might be playing for the next 4 to 6 years.
Absolutely. And let's go over to the give us a view of the winning team there, the Freeport Yellowjackets, as we move that camera in. It cuts out here for a moment, but we're right back. We get some Jacket seniors and cheerleaders and band all on the field to close this one out in the victory. Now, Eric, do you have any type of special sign-off that you like to do? I mean, is this do we have our
carte blanche, whatever we like to do.
Our Stuart Scott moment or anything? Is this? Do we have some type of Alex Van Pelt call sign to close it, or?
No, I was looking at the so trying to keep up score here. Looks like Deer Lakes 41, Shadyside 35. That'll be a huge win for Deer Lakes.
And is that the final?
Nope, that was 10:42 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Oh, so we've got a one-score game.
Yeah.
High-scoring affair between the Deer Lakes Lancers. Boy, they have quite the quarterback there.
Yep.
He's got statistically.
He's been playing for a long time.
Yeah, statistically leading a lot of the Allegheny 6 in a lot of quarterback categories. Knock also with a strong quarterback performance this year.
Mullen, yep.
Mullen, yeah.
I think he's a sophomore.
Mullen is?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, we've got a few more years. We've got a sophomore quarterback. They've got a sophomore quarterback. They did take back just last week, I believe, the Pike Trophy.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to be looking to try and get that back here as soon as possible.
Right.
Don't like giving up that fish.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining me tonight, Bob. Pleasure working with you.
It was a pleasure having I appreciate the opportunity.
But fun just the same.
Oh, well, we got past that very with ease.
Yeah.
The rain didn't hold back the excitement. The technical difficulties didn't hold us back either. Looks like those cheerleaders and Freeport football players are going to celebrate this final victory of the 2023 season there on the field together. For those of you still getting an opportunity to watch, there they are.
Don't forget to support our sponsors this weekend. So get out to Sprinkles Neighborhood Market. They got locations in downtown Saxburg, Tanning, and Leechburg. Terry Steffi's got some good home-cooked meals up there for you in Adrian. Body Revolution, if you need to work off some of those calories.
I might head there myself tonight. I might try and still get a workout in
There
today.
you go.
So that's 24/7 open there
Yep.
at Body Revolution.
Peyton goes, I need to start going.
All right, folks, let's have a wonderful, great weekend. And this was a tremendous victory for the Yellowjackets.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in to the High Top Sports Network. We'll see you back next Friday as Freeport heads to take on the Deer Lakes Lancers. Have a great night.